Hello, thanks for watching today. I'm going to read a section of my book. The title of the section is I've Never Regretted Being Compassionate. My book is available on Amazon in paperback or digitally on Amazon as well for the Kindle. I've never regretted being compassionate. We can only be as present as we are compassionate. We can only be as compassionate as we are self-loving. With compassion, even the most difficult experiences feel expansive, like this one with Neiman, a boss I once had. Neiman sat down at the far end of the conference table, nearly 6 feet away, and even with this distance between us, he still felt intimidating. The braces supporting the table's legs moaned as he placed his weight on his forearms and leaned in to look me straight in the eye. "That isn't how it happened, and you need to just do what I'm asking you to do," he shouted toward me, his face red with anger. "I don't even know why we're here," he announced as he turned his gaze from me to Tyler, his boss, sitting across from me. "I want you two to go to lunch and work this out," said Tyler. Standing up from the table, Neiman announced, "Fine, I'll set it up." Neiman was upset that I was not following the orders he'd given me a couple days earlier. I felt Neiman's behavior was bullying, so I invited his boss Tyler to this meeting to help resolve the dispute, something Neiman didn't appreciate. 2 weeks passed before our lunch. I was standing in the lobby of the restaurant when Neiman arrived. The waitress sat us down at the tall top four-person table. Neiman began the conversation with small talk, disregarding the awkward energy shared between us. I interrupted him after a few seconds. "What are we doing, Neiman? Don't you think we should figure this out?" I said. His large frame rounded forward as he looked down at the table. His big hand opened, engulfing the water glass. "I hate who I'm becoming," he announced. His eyes became red and watery as tears welled. He drank from the perspiring glass. "I got that, Neiman. I have room for that. At one point in my life, I hated who I was becoming." On one hand, Neiman wanted this interaction to be combative because it was something he was familiar with. On the other hand, he yearned for compassion and the space it offered him to unload his burden. It was like standing in an open field. There was room for all of it to be just as it was. Compassion offers the space for problems to be solved and for traumas to be healed. Compassion offers presence and love. The greatest river loses its roar when it enters the ocean. This phrase describes the power of the space of compassion. Compassion offers the space required for love, patience, and understanding. Without compassion, difficult experiences can feel claustrophobic, like being hemmed into a narrow crevice with no real room to operate. These perceived close quarters could ignite instinctual behavior that bypasses logic and reasoning, resulting in harsh interactions like the one I had with Neiman. I've never regretted being compassionate. As I was listening to a lecture from Jordan Peterson, what he mentioned was that compassion is great for taking care of people, but excessive compassion can destroy or assist in destroying those it's directed at. In my experience, compassion isn't action, as Jordan Peterson would describe it. Compassion is space, it's presence. Compassion is a reflection of the level of presence and self-awareness one person may have for another. So my suggestion is just do not hold back on being compassionate. Hold back on being enabling. Offer a space for healing to those who need it, just as I did with Neiman in my story in the book. You are not a cold-hearted bastard, as Jordan Peterson would describe it, if you're allowing someone to discover themselves. What you're doing is allowing them to unload, allowing them to be seen, allowing them to witness and listen to themselves. I've never regretted being compassionate. That's the one thing I'm 100% sure of. And one of the things that I would offer here at the end is a blessing. And the blessing is, may my words carry more peace than the silence they break. I've never regretted being compassionate. If this resonates with you, or if this part of the book resonates with you, feel free to purchase it. It's available on Amazon digitally and paper for KDP and the Kindle, or through paperback with the book. Bless you.